Here we go.
Good
evening, everyone. How are we all? Sorry, there was a bit of a chat going on there when we went live. Hope everyone is well and having a good week. So we're going to do the podcast tonight, and I'll tell you a little bit about Mates FC if anyone's tuning in for the first time. So Mates FC is a football club for everyone. So, you know, if you haven't played for a while and you want to get back into football, then you're more than welcome to come along and join in. We've got quite a few guys now that come along week in, week out. It's great because if you're coming back from injury and you just want to get out and have a few minutes just to see how that goes, you're okay to do that. If you want to, play every week, we generally try and have a game every Saturday. We do training on a Thursday as well. So yeah, we've Matt Smith's come in. Good evening, Matt Smith. He's put, can we start the show with a minute's silence for Andy? Thank you very much. It was very sad at the weekend.
Southend
got relegated.
Oh dear.
So we're actually out of the football league in the first time in 101 years. So first time ever.
That's quite serious.
It is very serious, but we'll move on from that. So yeah, Mates is a team for everyone. Just come along, come and see what we do. If you want to get involved, then just talk to one of us, and we can make that happen. And just get yourselves back out there. So I'll introduce the team. So we've got two of the Mates FC managers with us tonight. So the first one is next to me on the screen. So hopefully he knows who that is. And he'll introduce himself. It's Rich.
All right, I'm Rich. I'm one of the managers at Mates FC. I'm also one of the coaches at Football Fitness Club.
And then we've got Piers.
How you doing, guys? Also Piers, manager at Mates FC, and also a coach like Rich at Football Fitness Club.
And then we've got our captain Danny tonight.
Hi everyone, I'm Captain Danny. I'm a Mates ambassador, and I'm also captain of Mates FC. Hello.
And then I didn't introduce myself, which is quite rude. So I'm Andy. I'm the welfare officer at Mates FC. I'm also one of the coaches and also a coach at Football Fitness on a Thursday night, Chelmsford Park, 8 o'clock. Right, okay. So on tonight's show, we've got a few different topics that we're going to go through. It'd be great if we can have some audience participation. So if you're watching, just give us a hi so we know you're there. So what we're going to do, we're going to first of all talk about the Mates versus Football Fitness Club match that went on this Saturday. We'll talk about how well it was played. We'll do a few player shout outs and some of the players of the match as well. So we'll go through that. Unfortunately, I wasn't at the game, but Rich and Danny were, so we can talk about that. The second part of the agenda is around Man U's boycott. So as you'll know, Man U boycotted the game.
You say it's a boycott. I think you'll find it was abandoned because of thuggery and breaking and entering. But we can talk about that a bit later.
We haven't started yet.
Sorry, mate. But you had it wrong. It wasn't boycotted. It was abandoned.
No, abandoned. Sorry, abandoned. And then just about is football going back to the fans? So what are your thoughts on that? Are fans starting to get a bit of a voice again in football? And then we'll go through the funniest things you've broken with a football. So this is where we really want your audience participation. So start posting them up. And I'm sure we've got a few funny stories as well. I've got one, and I hope my dad's not watching because he doesn't actually know to this day. So, but we'll go through that. Then we'll go through Pierce's goals. So the goals from this weekend's game that we had on Saturday against FFC, and then also any professional goals that you saw this week that needs a mention. Please get the video posted on the site as well. And then we'll just close out, and that'll be us for the night. So moving on. So what do we think about the game this Saturday against FFC? Was it a good game, Rich?
Yeah, I had a different look on it because I ended up refereeing again.
We heard.
So, yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to be a referee, to be fair. Like, you're on a hide into nowhere, no matter what you do. I say, and it's Yeah, I think my refereeing days are well and truly over. Yeah, I'd sort of you make a decision and you sort of you're in trouble soon as that whistle goes in your mouth. It's just nightmare.
Sounds like you had fun, Rich. Did you enjoy it?
Nah, not one bit. I felt I'd have rather gone over Millwall. It's just
the problem is with social media, you can't escape it because Matt Smith's put never a corner.
Never a corner. Matt Smith was at the other end of the pitch at the time, but everyone can see more than me.
So I suppose the worst thing that could happen if the opposition had scored a goal off of Rich.
Yeah, which actually happened. So I sort of stuck to my decision. Sort of thought, well, like at the minute, the way it's going is that they're trying to referee it themselves. So I thought, no, I'm going to actually stick to this one, even though I sneakily thought that perhaps it did actually. It was a clip of the post rather than the glove. But no, I stuck to it and ordered a corner to be taken, and Matt George just headed it straight in. So yeah, went down really well. But yeah,
we've got Billy Hurricks. Evening, lad. Evening, Billy.
Hi, Bill.
Hope you're well.
Bill.
I thought you did a good job, Rich. You didn't get grief, did you?
I see. It's just that you probably don't see it because when you're playing, you're sort of in the game, but you sort of like just get people running past you, and it's just all like that's never a free kick. And it's like it's 10 minutes ago I gave that free kick. You know, it's so hard not to go. Are you joking? You know, and like try and like you almost like try and justify your decision. Do you know what I mean? And then Dan,
go on, sorry, interrupt you.
I was going to say, and then like when players make bad touches and like make out that the referee was in the way, and it was Rich was in the way.
Who did that?
You did that.
I was thinking it's weird. After I was thinking, I wonder if these kind of games most of the games. I obviously don't know who you're playing against, but most of the games you could probably do like you just sort of thought about. Everyone ref it like themselves. I think Saturday we could have gone with that.
Yeah.
Definitely in the inter-house one could get away with it.
It would have been 3-1 then.
Yeah.
I think it was good. It was good that we had some new players come along as well. Some new faces that came along.
Is that on the mates team, Andy?
Yeah, the mates team. And we had some new faces that came along to training as well on a Thursday night. So it's good. Like it's good to see new people and like people just come along and fit straight in. There's no sort of clickiness, I would say. That's a kind of difference between the team because it's not, you're not in a league. It's not that, of that form of, it's still competitive, but not in that same league. So sort of like I say, everyone's welcome whether you played football or not before. That's what the training sessions are for. And, whether you've not played for a long while, it doesn't matter. And it was really good to see some new faces. We've got John Knight said, evening, fellas. Evening, John. Hope you're well.
Hi, John boy.
And Matt Dyer as well. Evening, Matt. Hope you're all well as well.
Evening, gents.
So was there some standout players in the match?
I thought personally that there's certain players now that are playing consistently well every week now. Where at the beginning it was sort of people were finding their feet, but now there is becoming like 8 or 9 players that are consistently playing well whenever they get onto the pitch. I say Billy Hurricks again had a great game. He's just going from strength to strength every single week. I think he's finally found a position because I'm not sure we sort of didn't know his position, neither did he. And we just
what position is that, Rich?
I think he's played right back or full back now on the last 2 weeks, and he looks really good. He looks very comfortable. So yeah, I think sometimes you think, we'll put him on the wing to start with, and it's I think like the fitness side of things, like going up and down, you've really got to be disciplined and not like ball watch when you go one way and ball's going past you the other way. But yeah, I think he sort of found a nice little position for himself, so he's doing really well.
Good. That's good. That's pleasing to hear.
He played really well again, and it is every week. So like, more and more, you can see he's getting into the game and he's getting his positioning right, reading the game more, bit better vocally, not better vocally. He wasn't bad vocally before, but like that's coming on as well. And I made a joke. I think it was before this game. I made a joke to him saying he was Soufal, like West Ham Soufal, and he's genuinely like he's not professional, but he does that job perfectly. Like a bit of an enforcer at right back.
Mm.
He's just commenting.
He's looking a lot fitter as well.
He put Billy definitely making that right back position his, and then Billy's come on. Really rate him right back. Can't be up and down the wing too often.
Kieran as well again.
Hi guys. Hi Kieran.
Hi Kieran. Kieran had a good game again, second week running. Some great deliveries again.
Kieran would probably be one of the best players in that team if he could sort his fitness out. We talk about it on a weekly basis. Football fitness on Thursday. Yeah, he does. But he sort of almost this week. I said to him on the pitch, I said, "You've lasted a long while." He said, "No, I want to go off with 15 minutes to go. I think I'll probably be going off with 15 minutes to go." So he'd almost sort of timed how long his legs were going to last before he'd got on the pitch.
Yeah, but playing consistently 90 minutes or playing whatever your hour or 75 minutes, that will come. Because if you're not doing it, I don't think I could go out and do 90 minutes straight off the bat. It'd be a nightmare. Yeah. But I think you've got to work yourself up to that position where your stamina gives you enough. Because again, if you talk about Kieran, what I know about Kieran, he's here, there, and everywhere, making bursting 10 yard, 15 yard. It's hard graft.
Yeah, he's young as well. Though. If he can get his fitness up, like I say, he's got some. He'll be an asset to that side.
No, it's good. It sounds like people are coming on, and it sounds like the team's growing. So it sounds really positive.
Yeah, there was a couple of new players, and one of them might have played before, but I haven't seen him play. One on the right wing, one centre. Well, he was a forward first half, then sort of sat a little bit just behind the front two second half, and both of them played really well as well. One of them scored as well, I think. Can't remember, but yeah, it was really good again. They were a good side as well. Fitness first. I keep saying fitness first. Sorry, Jen. Pull me up.
Just got a logo here, just to help you out.
Yeah, sorry.
Football Fitness Club.
Yeah, the football fitness guys played well as well. Matty
yeah, there's some good. Listen, there's some good experienced, technically good players coming there to play, and I'm pleased that the Football Fitness Club guys get a chance to play 90 minutes as well, because again, Football Fitness Club is set up for you to come out for an hour a week to get fit with a ball at your feet. We're not set up to have a game at the weekend. So as and when we can get the games, I think the boys really enjoy doing that. So thanks, Dave, for organising it and allowing Football Fitness Club to get involved, I suppose.
Football Fitness Club, there you go.
I'll say it for you, Danny boy.
I'll get a poster put up.
Excellent.
To remind me.
We've got Billy Hurrick put a big up for Dan and Chris in the middle. Lots of running, picking up the ball all over the pitch. What Dan was that?
I think his name's Reese. He's Reese. He's getting his name confused.
Did Bignell play, did he?
Cheers, Bill.
Yeah. Consistently well.
Who's that?
Did Chris Bignell play?
Yeah, Chris quality. Yeah.
Oh, Billy's just put Warner.
I can't see that coming because I've got something blocking my screen.
Kieran's put Jack and Andre as well.
Oh, Andre turned out, did he?
Yeah, they're the two new lads that Dan was.
Excellent. How did Andre play?
Yeah,
really
good.
Well.
Very good.
Really
good.
And so, who was the other new player?
He's Kieran's mate. He's sort of.
Is it Jack? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
I think he played right back or left back to start with, didn't he? Or wing.
He's right midfield, I think, isn't he? Has he right midfield? He's got an ending on him.
Yeah, I think Kieran said that he's actually a fullback or a centre back.
All right.
Usually,
he's been out of the game a couple of years, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's only just come back into it. So that's again, it's what makes FC's been set up for. Yeah, you're bringing people back into the game and giving them an avenue where sometimes if you're going into competitive leagues, teams are not prepared to give people a chance like that. Because if you want to win a game, are you going to give someone who hasn't played football for 2 years an opportunity? Potentially not. So yeah, again, big up Dave Chase for setting Mates FC up and facilitating the likes of people to have the opportunity like this. So yeah, good work.
Kieran Dews gave him a stint down the wing, but he's a better fullback. First time playing in 2 years.
You would not have known that.
No.
He looked like he was proper, like, well, I know he kept going off, didn't he? I think he kept blowing. He was blowing a little bit, but he just did not stop running.
He's going to be after 2 years.
And also that's a hard surface to play on if you haven't played for a couple of years, because it's like running in sand at times on that pitch, isn't it? It is hard work.
James played well in goal as well, and so did Tank for the football fitness.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about James, but obviously Tank isn't. His first position wouldn't be goalkeeper. He doesn't mind going in, but yeah, he's ideally. We picked him up when I was at Chelmer, and he was a central midfielder, and then but he's one of those you can play pretty much anywhere: left back, centre back. But yeah, he don't mind doing a bit of goal, and he's a fairly good goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's all right. He's a good lad. I didn't know he was at Chelmer with you.
Yeah. He was playing Saturday League, and we signed him for the reserves first of all, and that must have been quite 10 years ago.
Yeah, a long time. He made the first team a couple of times as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he played a lot of first team football, didn't he? But yeah, he's a good lad.
Yeah, there is some really good guys over there, isn't there? That really, skillful, like Matty George and stuff like that. Is
Matty George,
great player.
He doesn't sit down either, does he, Matt?
Yeah, he scored twice.
Right. Okay. So Pierce has been itching for this bit. So talking about the thugs at Man United.
I'm gonna let someone else go. I'm not gonna get emotional.
All right, I'll go. So I sort of see it happen and all that, and I just sort of thought, well, first of all, how have they even got in there?
Thanks. Someone's let them in. Sorry.
Yeah. So some sort of there's a security breach there for a start. Like I can't just see how you can wander into a football stadium, but they've got in anyway. If you noticed on the news that they've all got cans of beer, and there was even a guy in the goal with like a carrier bag, looked like it was full of beer with a can of beer in his hand. You know, it wasn't what they were there to do. But I just sort of I looked at the bits in the media, and it was sort of like it was a passionate plea to get the Glazers out. Like I've had a season ticket over at West Ham for a lot of years, and a couple of years ago, we was losing 3-0 at home to Burnley, and I don't know if anyone remembers. It was when the stadium wasn't in great shape, and like a couple of fans went on the pitch. One of them got the corner flag and held it aloft in the centre circle, and then everyone was around the director's box, sort of chanting at the directors at the board to get them out. When that happened, the media was West Ham United's scum fans, thugs throwing coins and this. We didn't break into a stadium. We didn't have flares. There was a couple of people possibly gone on the pitch when they shouldn't have, not condoned anything that was going on. But it just is amazing now that it's their passionate fans that have broke into a stadium, but then the other fans were totally taken apart. And there's lifetime bans been handed out to those nine different fans after that incident. And I can't see the difference between it, to be honest. But yeah, not what it was that some people would set out to do. I think there were people there that wanted to go and cause a bit of aggro.
Yeah, I think I don't agree, and even just the breaking of the whole COVID protocol with the whole thing as well. I don't agree with any of it, but I do agree with fans having a voice. And in the right way, I think fans should have a voice, and this bit around, where the FA are looking into the fans having a majority with the board to, so you've got your structured fan groups to have a voice, because at the end of the day, a lot of the fans have been there a lot longer than the owners that come in and out.
Andrew, I don't think it's so much of a COVID thing. They might have all done a lateral flow test before they went out.
They may have done. I'm just surmising.
I'm going to pick up on both
to
points.
Be fair, they may all be from the same household. Like, I'm not, I don't want to, but yeah.
Dan, to be fair, no noises, mate. You're all right. But honestly, I think both points. Rich has made the point about the media and about how they report the story, and the amount of people that, Arsenal had a little protest at their game. Liverpool had a protest at their game. Spurs, no one cares. But anyway, the point is, what happened there at Man United was criminality. Why is no one calling that out? Right, and go on, Dan.
The only positive spin on it is that what they were intending to do worked. They got the game cancelled, and then it's gonna cost the owners a little bit of money. They're probably not going to care how much money it costs.
They won't care, Dan. This is again at the point. Sorry to interrupt you. The point I was going to go on to that Andy tried to make about the FA trying to get fan ownership. This 51+1. Right. What people need to understand is football is a business. Right. We are consumers of the product. Right, and the fans have to do something to get that back, because at the moment the fans have no say or anything in what their clubs are doing, and I think that's probably down to division beyond the Championship. So I read something on the Arsenal chat. I think they were saying, go to the ground, because you give up your season ticket, you're never going to go and watch your club again, because it's going to take you 20 years to get back in there. Don't buy a beer, don't buy the shirt. Don't buy this, don't buy that. Then see how much that actually happens. Problem you've got is you've got football all over the world. Yeah. So unless fans fully unite, owners are going to get what they want every time. Money talks. And we haven't got enough money to buy them out.
I totally agree. I've always thought that. Like, whenever something fans don't agree with, the fans need to unite and just not go at all. But then, like you say, if you've paid for a season ticket, and unfortunately, if you give up your season ticket, someone else is in line. And exactly. Get it. It's got to be everyone has got to do it.
But the thing is, with that season ticket, I think you'll probably find that with all the revenues for football, season tickets and tickets for matches are probably the lowest income. Yeah. The TV money around the world is the one that they're all going for, isn't it? That's the thing.
Exactly. The game's massive, and long gone has it been. You leave your house at 10 o'clock and you walk down the street and you get to a 3 o'clock kickoff, and that's it. The whole world is watching English Premier League football now.
Yeah. And I say the tickets. You can imagine the old the Arsenal bought 60,000 people haven't gone to the ground this week, but we just got God knows how many millions out of the TV.
100 million across the world watching it.
Yeah. Right.
Someone come up with something positive. How do we change the situation? It doesn't have to be us on this floor. So people are watching. Hopefully, we've got a couple of people watching. Suggestions on how potentially football fans can come together to save our game.
It's simple for me. They should almost have 3 or 4 fans that are part of different supporters groups on the board at an advisory level before they go and do something stupid. They can almost sort of.
Would they listen though, Rich? If you have someone on the board, like Stan Kroenke, I've never heard his opinion on anything. I can't understand how having fans on the board saying, "No, Mr. Kroenke, we don't like what you're doing. Can you give us a bigger player or a better manager?" No. I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's going to change anything to me.
It's a great idea, Rich. But like what Piers was saying, I can't see how it would. There must be a way of it working. But ultimately, the guy with all the money is has the final say, doesn't
I think I'll probably have to do some research and look at the German model, and probably I should have done it before tonight, because that 51+1 obviously gives the fans a big say, but does it hold the club back in any way? I'm talking financially, because again, we'll all moan, right, if it goes the way we want and we get our clubs back, but we can't afford the top players, and all the top players are going to France, Italy, Spain. Yeah, that'll be the swing.
Yeah, I do think it's tough. I think unfortunately, I think we're at a place where money has ruined football. Like, you know, in that the top leagues, and even trickling down. Like, you know, like I support Southend, who are dropping out of the football league, and actually we haven't got we get a percentage of TV money, but you think we haven't had fans in the ground, and the tickets probably is a big part of that sort of lower league football. So we haven't had that. So we're going to be financially not in a great place, and we weren't in anyway. We're going to drop out of the football league. So that bit of football, like money bit, and just has the chairman made the right decisions? And there's a massive, you know, for years there's been a massive thing about the chairman and being transparent and, you know, everything like that. And now fans are getting involved. Stan Collymore has stepped up to sort of help, you know, have that be a mediator between the sort of fans and I think in that lower league, you can still do something. I think the Premiership's gone too far. I don't think you're ever going to get that. You're never going to get that fan bit. To your point, Piers, I don't think you're ever going to get that in the Premier League. It's gone too far. The money has gone obscene because of the TV and everything like that, and because the world's involved in the Premiership. Like you said, if the fans, if nobody went into Arsenal this week, if everyone stopped, they'd make just as much money out of selling it, you know, across the world for everyone to watch it, and shirt sales across the world and everything. You know, I think the top clubs it's gone, that whole bit about fans. Because
but again, Andy, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I totally agree with everything you said. The one thing I would not object to, just point out, I don't think it's the top clubs. Like the Premier League has done this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
the Premier League has done it.
Yeah.
Right, and it's probably a victim of its, well, not a victim of its own success, because it wanted to be successful, but its success has taken football to a place that it's never been to before.
It has to come to a head at some point, doesn't it? And it's kind of, we're on our way there, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I suppose the irony is, and like fans, football the last 18 months without fans in the stadium, I personally think it feels a little bit plastic, a little bit soulless, a little bit, what's the point?
Yeah.
So again, what I'm thinking is, well, would that Premier League offering be the same offering if no one went to the ground?
True. Yeah, good point. I think what you were saying, Andy, about, I think I might have mentioned this a couple of weeks ago as well, with the Southend situation, you're down now, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. I think next season, because fans will be back in the stadiums, because it's been 18 months, it's been that long, you'll get a full house every week. There'll just be that buzz, that atmosphere, because fans are allowed back in and they've missed the football. And I think if Phil Brown stays, you'll get that push. If you can keep most of the players and you start getting results early on, and you're at the top of the end of the table, you'll get a decent crowd every week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. You know, if we can keep going, then, you know, you've got a good chance of being up there, haven't you? You know, when you drop down, you've got the best chance of being up there. And if we start getting some results, then, you know, we'll get a load of the West Ham boys come and watch us. We generally get that if we're successful. But yeah,
West Ham will be watching Champions League football next season.
What's that?
West Ham will be watching Champions League football,
and
they won't be moaning about Golden Sullivan, will they?
Can you imagine? I know it never happened, but can you imagine if they said you can't go to a Premier League ground for a year or a season, and then everyone else goes to watch the lower league games? It'd be unreal every week. Everyone's sold out.
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
But that's unity.
But you'd also then, it would go back to what like football should be about, and you'd be supporting your local club rather than like
Monday nights at Chelsea City.
Yeah, you wouldn't have like people from Chelsea going up to Salford and things like that, though, would you? It would just be you'd be going Chelmsford City, Southend, Billericay, you know, like all the ones that were local to your house, you wouldn't travel. Or Leighton Orient.
You wouldn't go to Leighton Orient, would you? Right. We have got some. We've got some comments come in. So Billy Hurricks was the 51% ownership would be so ideal. It works in Germany, but not sure how easy it'd be to implement in England. Other than that, has to be more say for fans on the board. Like Rich said, again, not sure how impactful this will be, as it's hard. Kieran, I remember seeing one of those football documentaries on Netflix or Amazon. There are other providers of channels. Or something. The club met with fans in a pub before the season and asked what they wanted. Even what is suggested doesn't go forward. They listened and considered the fans, asking them directly. It's difficult at the moment, but it's just the attention to the fans is nice.
Yeah, but that's if you consider a chairman.
Yeah.
If you haven't got to consider a chairman, like the players aren't considerate, are they?
Take those.
Some chairmen don't even say anything.
Cronky.
No.
Silent stand. Never heard a word. I don't know what he thinks, what he wants.
Money.
Yeah, there is that. I do know he wants money.
You need a Vincent Tan or someone like that.
Yeah, true that. It's very true. But again, that's a good point you make there, Dan. Because we're digging out owners of football clubs, and look what that guy did for that town, that club, that city.
Yeah, there's loads like that though.
Yeah, it's true. You mate, it's a good point.
It's and then Matt Smith's put, although it's not legal per se. There's so many people doing the free streaming sites now that if everyone cancelled their Sky and BT, it would make a difference, albeit a drop in the ocean. The problem is with that is like the companies are putting in so much money to stop that happening, and with all the providers and stuff like that, that the providers are stopping it getting through to you, and obviously
plus we have to say it's illegal as well.
It is. Yeah, it's totally illegal. So I don't think that, again, I think because it's streamed across the world, so you know, people would pay for it. People will pay to have, because it's okay, some of these streaming things, but are you going to get the quality of the HD? You know, if you've gone and bought an 8K TV, you're not going to be able to stream it in 8K. It'll probably keep doing that circle in the middle. You know, like people will pay it. There's people out there that will pay to have football every time.
Know what Man United could do though? They could, when they're allowed back in the ground, like possibly last game of the season. Yeah, why don't they all just get completely naked? Yeah, so that then the TV will have to turn off, wouldn't it? Like they'd have to switch. They'd have to just sort of.
That's genius, to be fair. It's
like, that's the way to do it. Rather than stand there throwing flares and just getting pissed,
just getting willy out.
Yeah, just stand there like naked. What could anyone do? Like just loads.
There's 3,000 naked men on the pitch.
Yeah, like not even go on the pitch, just in the stadium, because like, as soon as the ball goes off, there's a big plonker standing there, like as the ball boy's going to pick it up, you know, or like.
How long have you been thinking about that one?
I don't know, just thought about it.
Can't wait. Just buzzing.
I'm more worried how long you've been in that shed.
Be really disruptive like that. Do you know what I mean? Because there's ways you can be disruptive without sort of like being a thug. Like, you think of the things we used to do at school to just be like disruptive during a lesson. Just think of that, but like for TV where they can't possibly show it. Oh, sorry, gonna have to cut to the adverts. There's like 10,000 geezers with their winkles hanging out on Sky. Like, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, we're over to the shed, Rich. What's the scores on the doors tonight?
Half time, 1-0 Manchester City. It's
what's the game saying?
It's the most filthy game I've seen in ages. Every time Phil Foden picks up the ball, he's riding like about 6 challenges where they're trying to chop his ankles away.
Can we just literally have 5 minutes on Phil Foden?
Yeah,
like, how sick is that geezer?
Yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he?
Like, anyone remember watching that? I think it was the Under-17 World Cup final years ago, whenever it was. But yeah, I just thought, wow, what a player! And in the last 6 months, I've not carried City to the title because they've got a fantastic team, but he's dragged them. He's a kid.
Yeah,
I'm being really naive here. Is he starting every game?
No.
Hold on. Raheem Sterling's on the bench because Phil Foden's taken his place.
Yeah, I know he was. I could see. I haven't watched. I've started to go off, not go off football, but started to go off watching it like you said, it's not quite the same without the fans. I've not really watched that much football lately, so I know he's
good.
I know he's playing. I know he's scoring.
Good. So good.
I know he was being not rested. He's being used.
Else.
He's being used as and when he by
He's
Pep.
gone beyond that, Dan. He's proven to Pep that he's ready, and Pep's gone, all right, fair enough, off you go.
So strong and balanced.
I'd put it up there. He's one of the best players, if not the best, in the Premier League at the minute.
And we've got the Euros and we've got a World Cup next year.
He starts for England. He starts for England in the Euros, 100 million%. And I would say on form, he's up there with Mikel Antonio.
I think if he keeps going at the rate, it won't be very long before he's playing for Arsenal.
Was that a dig about Mikel Antonio?
No, you've got to have a look at Mikel Antonio. He's fired West Ham into Champions League glory, Cuspov.
Oh, I love him. I was saying probably a few months back now, I was saying how I think he's the best player in the Premier League at that time. I thought you were having a dig.
No.
I love him.
I think he's brilliant.
It's a media thing, isn't it? Right? If Man United fans commit crimes and criminality, like it's all about passion. If West Ham fans do it, they're thugs. Mikel Antonio has done really well for West Ham. He's got injured. Who's the boy who's come in for him? Lingard's come in and done it. He's come back in and he scored 2 goals. Yeah, he's pushing them. Who would have called West Ham Champions League? No one.
Not me.
Mikel Antonio's a massive reason why they're nearly there.
Rich is just happy that they're staying up.
Yeah, I still don't believe it till the last day of the season. Just in case that somehow, like, it'd be so West Ham that something would come out there and they'd get deducted like 60 points or something and be on a minus figure. Like, you think, well, what about when West Ham signed the 2 Argentinians, Tevez and Mascherano, and ended up like was the worst thing that ever happened to them. They ended up getting £30 million fine when 30 million was like a ridiculous amount of money in football, like because of the third party.
The only thing you boys will get done for is those dodgy dance moves in the change rooms videos.
That's all about Lingard, isn't it? He sort of brought a bit of bit of banter to the dressing room.
My little one is so proud to be a West Ham fan at the minute, due to Simon Green, who's just come on. All right, Si. So Si's come on.
That means I can get a beer.
Green, my daughter is like a massive West Ham fan now. She wears her shirt, and we were walking. I don't really think about it, but then we walked through the zoo on Saturday, and there was a guy in a West Ham shirt, and she went,
"Oh my God, Andy, you need to have a word with your daughter, mate. How have you let this happen?"
Oh, mate, literally, she spent an afternoon outside of COVID. We spent an afternoon with Si at Si's with his son, and now she's come back and she's
a future husband. You mean
West Ham? Yeah, West Ham fan.
Yeah, what would she rather though? Like watching like some good dance moves by Jesse Lingard, or watching that clown outside Arsenal, like talking on Arsenal TV? You know what I mean? There's a difference there. Like,
to be fair, like I've got no chance of getting her into a Southend game now. Like no chance. With Stratford since you've gone into Leighton Stadium, like it's so close. There's no way I'm getting her to Southend now.
I'll get West Ham in the cup.
Yeah, that'd be good. Does the cup go that low? Oh, won't we be in some Vase trophy or something?
Carabao doesn't anymore, does it for you?
Side Green's put another blue Zoom call. Oh, blue. He thinks we look like blue.
Yeah. All right. Where is Si? Why is Si not on? Why are you not on, Si? Si, come on so I can go and get a beer, please. I'm nearly finished.
He's got to set his phone up. He's got to set his phone up on that dodgy pencil stand.
Right, okay. We're going to move on. So the next point was what have you broken? The funniest thing that you've broken with a football. Like I've done quite a lot with it. Like I remember once hitting the glass in the greenhouse when I was playing with my mates in the garden, and I hit the bottom pane and it smashed the glass. And I thought, that's all right. My dad's got loads of spares, but like we went to try and find the spare, and where I'd hit the bottom pane, what I didn't realise is that the pressure of the bottom pane holds the next pane and the next pane.
Yeah.
So we like all turn around, and all of a sudden, so about 4 panes all smashed. I was like, oh, I'm not getting away with that. Then
That's a right pane.
I put it through the lounge window once. That was a good one. But the worst one I ever did, which my dad doesn't know, is my dad used to, back in the day, like I'm a bit older than you, my dad had a Cortina, and we used to play on a piece of grass next to our house, and my dad's car was on the drive, and I hit this shot, and it hit the rear wing of this Cortina and put a football-shaped dent in the back wing. And I was so frightened. I was like, I've got to go in and tell my dad that I've dented his car. And my mate was like, oh, there's got to be a way of getting it out. There's got to be a way of getting it out. So I snuck in and got his keys, and I opened the boot, and then we were like pushing it and nothing was happening. So I got in the boot and I kicked it, and it bounced back out. And then all it did was crack a little bit of the paint. And then like a few weeks later, my dad was like, oh, somebody's whacked me in the car park. Look, I opened their door or something. And I was like, yeah.
I'm going to tell your dad. If he's not watching, I'm tell your dad.
Got away with that.
He's gonna.
What is the funniest thing, Dan? You must have broken something.
What is something like that?
I've seen your shots.
I won't bore you with all of them, but there's one in the World Cup. I smashed a window. My dad told me not to play near the windows, and I was like, "I'll be all right." Smashed the window, and he said, "Who was it? It was Brazil, France in this World Cup." And I really wanted to watch it, and he said, "You're not watching it now." He goes, "You can either pay for the window, you can either pay for the window and watch the game, or I'll pay for the window and you don't watch the game." And I went, "All right, I'm not that fast. I won't watch it." And after about 10 minutes, I was like, "I really want to watch it," so I paid for the window. And then there was another one where it was actually not a football; it was a pound puppy. Do you remember the pound puppies?
Yeah.
My sister, Cheryl had these pound puppies, right? They're like little teddy dogs, but they had hard nose.
Kennel.
Yeah, that's it. And I was kicking one of the pound puppies around the lounge, and I kicked it, hit the window, and I didn't think anything of it. But my mum had a friend round a few days later, and she was showing her something or other in the garden, and she noticed this crack. It was right by the handle of the window, and she noticed this crack, and she was going to her friend like, "Christ, someone's tried to break in." And then she was talking. I was only young, and she was going, "Oh, I'm gonna have to call the police. Like, they've obviously tried to get in here and open the window." And I had to confess to that. But the weirdest thing with football is I was playing for Baddo, and I hit this shot, and it only just went wide. But someone was walking their dog behind the goal, and it hit the dog fully in the side, like the ribs.
Oh dear!
Right? No joke. The dog just went. And I thought I'd killed this dog, and everyone was just like, "What the hell?" I went over to say sorry, and it was, well, I think it was all right. It was alive, and it carried on walking after that. But that's probably the weirdest
alive for a few more hours.
Yeah, but that's about.
It wasn't what did that eagle, was it? It wasn't one of your shots that done that eagle.
To do with me. Rich, you got any?
Rich, come on, you must have broke something.
Rich, yeah, loads. I broke the window up the school in the science block because we were supposed to be having a kick around over the school, like in the goals over there, and like heavy snow had come down, and so like I don't know, I think like there was no mobile phones or anything in them days, so everyone still went over to school. So I went fully kitted with the football, and yeah, just as a few of the lads coming down, I just sort of like just toe punt this ball, not even hard, and it just hit the window at the science block on the new school, and the whole thing just fell in. But
how have you done? It's double glazes in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know whether it was. It was, you know, the ones where you had like CDT, and then it was like
I know ones.
Yeah, like where Mr. Bennett used to have his form. It was actually my form window as well, and. Yeah, just saw like a little chip, and it hit the window, and the whole thing fell through. I guess where it was like freezing cold, it was a thing. But like I think the ball went in as well. Like it literally just went straight the way through it, and we had to try and claw it out because it probably had my name on it or something. That'd have gone down well, wouldn't it? Going to full next morning, no window, and my ball.
I'm struggling with this actually. I've been thinking about it since you put it out there earlier.
And all you've hit is the back of the net, yeah?
Well, exactly. No, have I broke? I remember Clive Armitage. You must know Clive Armitage.
Yeah,
Dave.
he was in my class.
So he Mark Allen, they lived down my street, and we always used to play. So my mum and dad's house has like a privy hedge in front of it, so that was the goal.
Yeah.
Next door to my house, like the semi-detached house, there was, I'm not going to say the name of the family, but yeah, they weren't really into sport or very sociable. And I remember Clive hit this shot. I think I tipped it over the bar, and I was really proud, and it smashed their window. The geezer was fuming. But yeah, I didn't make out I saved it. So Clive took all the blame to this day. So hopefully he's not watching that.
Do you reckon Clive is the youngest person called Clive?
Yeah,
in this country. Don't get many Clives, do you?
He lives at we lived up Moss Drive.
Yeah, no, he's back. He's back in Chelmsford. He moved to Coventry because he knows Kev Fay, Rich.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I think he's
he lives in Moss Drive.
Oh, I'll ask Kev the Clive question.
He goes down his bike, Rich.
Some of our viewers, come on, Matt Smith, you must have broken something with a ball.
What about Fiona Brown's glasses, Rich?
Wow, yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah, though you shouldn't really mention the name, but yeah. So we went to what was the trip?
It's Derbyshire, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
second year, was it?
Was it Derbyshire?
Of course it was.
Yeah, it was Derbyshire, but they split the year in two. Yeah, so like some boys and some girls went to one hostel, and some girls went to the other. Well, I ended up with like quite a lot of like geeks. Yeah, so we might as well say geeks, or like the not so fancied boys. Yeah, yeah. But with absolutely every rocket that Moultrie class of '95 has ever produced. Yeah. So it was like the best day. Piers was over in the other one with all the rotten girls. So that we were showing off a little bit. And I'd sort of set my heart off the one I was going to try and impress, but didn't really impress her because it took a shot and it skimmed off my foot a bit of a funny way and smashed her in the side of the head. She had glasses on, it gave her a bit of a black eye.
Oh dear, what way to impress her, mate?
Yeah, so
Sai has just posted, this is quite funny, I'd seen him just after the event, but his eldest boy Riley, Sai took him up the golf range just to hit a few balls, and he said like it was completely empty and they had like four bays and they were just hitting some shots, and Riley hit a shot and it went up, hit the roof of the golf the driving range, flew off and hit the pro in the head.
Oh God.
But the pro went and like he was like, oh sorry, and the pro's like, oh it's all right. The guy said it must have hurt because it just went bang bang like that, gosh. And he said it was the only other person in the thing, and just the way it come off, he was down the other end and bosh right in the head.
Brilliant.
Not good.
Didn't break him though, did it? So we can't really be
those driving ranges. I can remember Ray doing it once, and everyone just went like that because we were all standing around at Top Golf, Top Golf, and he hit it and it just hit the roof, and everyone was just like.
Other golf establishments are available.
Yeah, there are other golfing establishments. Sorry, but it is very good night, Top Golf. Matt Smith put, not sure if I've broken anything, to be honest. I stopped traffic by the Army and Navy by hitting a ball into the road.
Nice.
Those days when you used to like stop.
Was that Marriages?
Was
it Marriages?
Yeah, Marriages was there, weren't it?
Yeah.
Unless he's got a really big kick and it was like Chelmer or something.
Oh dear. Yeah. Actually, we need to have another slot. What's the worst pitch you played on? Because that Marriages pitch has to be up there.
No, our home
Shannon's
pitch,
pretty bad.
Yeah.
our home pitch at the Wheatsheaf in Rettendon.
Yeah, that was awful. That Harlow pitch, Piers, that was awful as well, weren't it, in the County Cup?
I'm trying to fit.
Changing room with all like graffiti on the inside of the.
What, by the hospital? Rumnall Hospital? No, Rettendon you're talking about. Yeah. No, it's disgusting.
He's talking about, Harlow, it's in Essex, Piers. We did this one the other week.
I wasn't there.
414, just keep going.
I was in India.
You've taken the real wrong route. You were supposed to be in Harlow.
He went the wrong way down there in 414. He went the other way.
Ended up in New Delhi.
I mean, I've heard of some diversions, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, well done, Cy Green. I'm not reading that one out.
It's a bad pitch, to be fair, Roots Hall. It was.
Roots Hall, it's the best pitch for drainage.
And they've got more sand on the pitch than they have at the seaside.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's true.
Used to win awards
Sorry,
for being the best pitch. The only pitch that used to beat it was Highbury.
Really?
Yeah, the best pitch in the league, in the
Give me
Football
1
League.
second. I'm just going to drop out.
Oh, he's that desperate for a beer.
Pierce has gone for beer. We can still hear him.
We've talked about bad pitches before, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We'll have to do a best pitch you played on one week.
Yeah, what is the best pitch you played on?
I can't remember. We used to play at our home ground was what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Riddle College. Yeah, it's got a special name. But we used to play their home games.
ECC.
And, ECC, that's it. And that was a nice pitch.
Yeah, they were great pitches there. But
I think do you remember the old pitches at Writtle, and they had the Italian 90 goals?
Yeah, that's the ones we're talking about.
Oh, that is them. That is.
Yeah, the ones where
they
pegged they pulled the nets out at the back, so the big square one.
Yeah, like used to hold up with string, didn't it? Like Italian 90.
Yeah.
We used to love it if we had a game there.
What they do, all the students, like that's part of their course, I think. So like if they're doing sort of like greenkeeping courses and all that, they use that for like the practice. That's why they're always watered and well looked after.
Yeah, because they've got a youth set up now down the bottom of that, like in the field behind that. That's where Writtle Miners, I think they're called, play. It's
I thought they just at Paradise Road, didn't they?
Yeah,
you're thinking of Paradise Road. You're thinking of the one by Highlands Park. Yeah, they've now got a section down in another field for the youth teams. You're thinking there's a park as you go in the car park.
So you know where you used to go in the car park for the Writtle pitches.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you go straight down the road.
Yeah. You're talking about that's Paradise Road. We're talking about where Writtle College is.
Yeah.
Right opposite there, there's you go up a bit of a hill, a bit of a ramp, and then you've got some rugby pitches.
Oh yeah, so that's where the adult pitches are. But there used to be Writtle. Now there's Writtle Miners are down the road down there.
All right.
Just a bit of useless information, really. But...
It
does overlook Highlands. You're right.
Yeah.
Matt Smith.
Cy Green said Upton Park. Is he still talking about the Worth pitches?
Yeah, I'm not reading out Matt Smith's either.
That's quite good. That is quite good.
Matt Smith's put it's because Roots Hall was well fertilised with all the being played on it. Very good. We'll come back stronger and we'll have another good game against Leyton Orient. What was the score against Leyton Orient this season? I think they played recently, didn't they? Just saying. Hashtag. We got relegated from the league, but we still beat Leyton Orient. Just saying.
Right. Other shit football teams are available, and
yeah. No, I wouldn't go to Cole U. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have we got any more stories from any of the guys coming in around football?
I'm back live. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Pierce,
can you hear me?
You got your beer, yeah?
We can hear you. We can see you and we can hear you.
Got no sound. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm just going to try and react to what you're saying because I can't hear a word you're saying.
This is dangerous.
Everyone do this.
This isn't going to work very well.
He's just giggling.
Stop it.
Can you hear me now? No, you can't. Okay, you've gone again. Right. Okay.
When he comes back on, to carry on doing it.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah, because it's really funny. Come on, there's got to be more of you that are watching that have got some funny stories about what you've hit with a football. I remember when I was at school, you used to try and in the gym, you used to try and get. There were like supports in the roof, and you used to try and get the ball wedged. Like you used to try and kick it as hard as you could at the roof to try and get it wedged in between the girder and the roof. I don't know if you did that in your school. Danny was too busy wetting toilet paper and throwing it on the ceiling, obviously.
What have I come back into?
Can you hear us now?
I can, yeah.
Oh dear. About like I was saying about we used to wedge the footballs in the gym. We used to try and kick them as hard as you could at the ceiling to get them wedged between the post and the ceiling. I obviously never did that because I was really good at school.
We used to try and get the because the basketball nets were still up. Obviously, when you're playing football, they're still up on the wall. We used to do at the end of the PE lesson. We try and get a basket like drop kicked in. Never did it.
Do you remember in the
What
squash
is
club
it
in our
with
school?
things like that? Like I can remember hitting the shuttlecocks into the net as high up as you could.
That was the most frustrating thing, and you couldn't get them back down.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rich, what are you saying?
See, this is like going back to that Man U thing I was saying, like sort of like. See, that must have been well frustrating for the teachers, and like they need to think of something like that they could do, like not necessarily a naked thing, but
everyone go Old Trafford with a shuttlecock and a racket.
yeah. Or a basketball,
on the pitch.
try and get him wedged in the roof.
Try and get the Glazers.
It's like when the football, like you don't get this at Premier, but when the ball gets kicked out the stadium,
and it bounces on the roof. Everyone's going,
the South End, and then it rolls down the roof. Oh, and then if it got stuck in the drain, you'd be like, oh, or if it bounced through, it'd be like, way. So you don't get that. You don't get that in Prem. You get that down South End most weeks.
I used to get it at Upton Park. It used to go in the gutter in our stand, but it's like I wonder who actually had to go up and get him out. Someone must have. I was at a blocked, weren't it?
Yeah. Well,
Andy, the reason
they had to go and get them out, or we didn't have a ball.
Andy, the reason they don't do that at Premier games is because they're being entertained by the football on the pitch.
Yeah, they don't get stiff neck by looking like that. It's not happening.
No, you have to go like that and look under the roof of the stadium. That's if you're not sitting behind a pillar.
Pillock.
You like that?
Pillock. Behind a pillock.
If some of the seats at Roots Hall, you have to wait for the bloke to tell that you've got a corner. You can't see that because there's a pillar there.
Keep going at that as well.
It's more exciting, I think, because
still got that Palace as well.
You can't see the ball come in, so it's a bit like spot the ball. It kind of comes in last minute, and you see where it is.
Have they still got wooden seats at Palace, Dan?
No, they're not wooden. They're all plastic now. But when you remember and you go to book a ticket for yourself, they actually block the two. There's in the half. Well, you remember this in the half away. I think they might have taken the pillars down the half away, but in the main stand on the other side where the dugouts are at Palace, they've got about 4 pillars, and the 2 seats directly behind the pillars. They're there. The actual seats are there, but they have them crossed off on the. You know when you pick your own seat when you go on the website, on any website when you pick. Yeah, they're blocked off, and you think that's like I don't know, 8 seats that are taken out of the ground. We ain't got a big enough capacity as it is. Sometimes, some games, I'd rather sit behind a pillar.
Say again, mate. Hey, mate, me and Dan used to go to Palace all the time. Don't worry about that. I know where you go with this, but...
Si said that you used to support Palace.
Si said that?
Yeah.
Why does Si need to tell you that?
What's that?
Everyone knows it. It's common knowledge.
Yeah, everyone knows. It is common knowledge.
So there's a finger on my hand that's about to poke up, but I won't do it because we're live.
One game, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but one game, me and Pierce went, it was Millwall away, and his old man took us up there. His old man was going to see. Was it your granddad or his brother? Or something?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Dropped us off, and whoever it was, whatever relative it was, only lived about half a mile from the ground.
Oh, no, it's my cousin. It'd be my cousin, I think.
His cousin. We were playing Millwall. Sorry, not away. We were at home. And after the game, we must have walked about 3 miles, like right out of the way to get back to it because we were so scared of it. It was all kicking off everywhere.
Yes, that'd be again. That was back in the day when football, you would like to say, was proper, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think though at our age, like
and then you left me.
Did I?
You left me for gas. No.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I didn't. Righty left us, so I went with right.
Oh, you followed.
Let's have it right. Let's have it right.
Right. And then Eddie McGoldrick did it, and I was like, can I?
Do any of you guys remember standing up at football?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. 100%.
I used to stand. We used to get on this like scaffold pole at Southend, just to the left of the goal. By the end of the game, you're behind the goal. It was like, you know, like as you'd sort of follow the ball kind of thing, and you'd end up like behind the goal.
I got thrown out. We played Liverpool in the League Cup, and I got thrown out at half time for doing that. Apparently, I was 15, a little skinny beanpole on my own.
Yeah.
And these 2 policemen come walking up because it was all steps, wasn't it? And then, like you said, the scaffolding poles across. These 2 policemen coming up with their walkie-talkies and they're going, yeah. And I'm waiting for them to get to me to walk past me, and they just stop right in front of me and go, yeah. Grabbed me and said, right, you come with us. And I was like, what? Apparently, I'd started this massive push someone. And
no, them bars were dangerous when you get crushed up against them.
Yeah,
they were serious. I'm possibly going to die here. Rich, you were going to make a point, and I'm waiting for it. It was going to be quality.
Probably weren't. I was just saying that we're probably lucky that like at least we've sort of lived to see the 2 sides of football, like back in like them days where like with the standing and all that sort of thing. Like you think that our kids will only know the money side of Premier League football where it's very sort of structured. They won't know any of the rough bits, will they?
Well, again, unless me and Dan went to the ground, we weren't seeing Palace play really, were we?
No. It was the occasional game.
Teletext.
Yeah, it was.
Some of the games are better on teletext.
Yeah, Stevie Coffin was a G. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Getting in proper trouble if you ever phoned up Club Call just to find out what was going on.
Club Call. Club Call. You used to have a little card, didn't you, with your number on it? There's a number on it.
Club Call. Someone must have been a millionaire out of Club Call.
Ah, dear.
Right. Okay. So I think we'll wrap it up in about 5. So this week, you know, we've got a game coming up. We're just sort of trying to sort it now, and we'll publish that. So just keep your eye on the Facebook page to see what game we've coming up this Saturday. But we'll definitely have something going on. So make sure if you want to come along or you want to play, just get your names down on that Facebook page. Like I say, Mates FC is a football club for everyone and anyone. So, you know, just come along, see what we do. Even if you just want to come along to training on Thursday nights from 9 till 10 at Chelmer, then just pop along and introduce yourself to one of us. Dave will be there as well, and Si will be there as well. Just introduce yourself to one of us and then just come and take part. It's as easy as that. If you want to get back into football, you haven't played for a while, or you have played for a while, but you just want a change away from that sort of competitive every week football, then just come along and we'll be more than happy to take you on. So that's everything from me, unless anybody else has got anything.
No, good chat. Nice to talk to you, boys.
Really good.
Yeah, nice
Thanks for your participation again, everyone. Nice to see you all, and see you all on Thursday night. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Have a good one, guys. See you later.